What's up, guys? Reform Stoic here with another video for you today. This video doesn't really take itself too seriously because I feel like, you know, not taking things too seriously is right in line with the topic of this video, that life is random. I wanted to kick this off with maybe anybody who's familiar. I made a bunch of videos about my taste in emo music and maybe a little bit of like a goth vibe. I used to kind of dress goth in middle school. I had dyed black hair. Now I don't have much hair to dye. I everybody had those like studded wristbands. People wear the studded belts. Some people would take it really far and get like the chains on their jeans and stuff from Hot Topic. It's just that was kind of like a sense of humor that seemed to be around in those kind of like Hot Topic-y goth punk circles. Dude, that's so random, bro. That's so random. It's great. I used to play this game with my friends where it'd just be like dolphin, snorkel, keyboard, Madonna. Like, you just try to say something like random, and then whoever came up with the most random thing is like, oh my gosh, bro, it's so random. And you know what, dude? There's nothing wrong with that. I actually kind of look back fondly on that kind of humor. Yeah, man. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to be goth again someday, just for the lulz. Life is random. So, why do I think life is random? Well, it's not completely random. Let's not get carried away here. I am a Christian. I converted to Catholicism, or I was already raised Catholic as a boy. Then I fell away from it, and then I had this crazy life story that I've already been over a lot of times. And now I've ended up being Catholic again. So, as far as like how your life goes and your personal success, in terms of success in this life, you know what I think it's like? I don't know if you guys are familiar with Mario Party. Talk about random. I can't remember which Mario Party. I think it was the first one. It's one of these mini games where you win a prize and you try to select the right tube to go down. And you look at the tubes and it looks kind of like you're doing this math in your head. It's like, okay, it takes that twist and that turn and I get the treasure chest. So I'm going to go in this tube to get the treasure chest. And then you go in your tube, and then it doesn't work the way you think it works. It's like, wait, no, I got the Koopa and I win nothing. I thought that tube went to the treasure chest, but it doesn't. The tube just doesn't take you where you think it's going to take you. And a little exercise to kind of like verify my theory here. I want you to just take a few different things that you think would take you to success and then type X ruined my life and see if you can find a story of somebody talking about it. Law school ruined my life. Nursing school ruined my life. Trade school ruined my life. The stock market ruined my life. And then, you might be thinking, it's like, well, you have to kind of like be an idiot to screw this up, or this guy telling that story is an idiot, or this guy just wasn't cut out for this, or he blew it. Maybe you could come up, maybe there's some instances where that's the case. But part of the message of this, guys, is like not just about take the pressure off of yourself if you didn't make it, but try to give other people a break, man. You might be listening to some guy's story. It's like, well, I got in a car accident, then I fell down a mountain, then I got divorced, then all my kids never wanted to see me again. You're like, yikes, dude. This guy kind of sounds like he's bad news. You might kind of think somebody sounds like a mess, bro, but you just don't know why people's lives are the way they are. And some people might say, oh yeah, this is a typical, because I got like a shadow that follows me around of people who always give me crap for everything I say. And it's like, oh yeah, typical Stoic. Like, let's not take responsibility for our lives. No. I'm not saying don't take responsibility, but you got to keep in mind these people who always parrot this stuff. Take responsibility. You're not a victim. they don't really want to help you. They just want you to suffer. They just want you to feel bad and feed off of your suffering. Really nasty people, like narcissists and psychic vampires, and absolutely the worst. That's my Trump impression. Absolutely the worst kind of people. Bad hombres. They're bad hombres. Yeah, man, just a few scenarios, like somebody who gets straight A's and goes to Harvard. Some kid at Harvard might be like, "Psst, hey man, you want to smoke some crack?" What? This is Harvard. It's like, yeah, man, but dude, I have 170 IQ and I smoke crack. It's not a big deal. And then that guy gets you into crack, and then you're a crackhead, and then you're on the street begging for crack. And then maybe you smoke crack in high school, and then you get sent to rehab, and then somebody at rehab is like, "Hey, you know what? My dad works for a law firm, and you're actually a very reasonable person. Let's get you off crack, and part of your incentive can be, I'm going to get you your foot in the door to work at my father's law firm." And then, that person's a girl, and you marry them, and you work for their dad's law firm, and they're like, "Wow, your life is awesome now because you smoked crack in high school." And then the guy who went to Harvard smokes crack and lives on the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Mario Party tubes of chaos. Now, in terms of my faith and Christianity, it's like, well, you do all things through Christ, and this is where you just want to move away from the prosperity gospel. There's a great documentary. It's ultimately a Protestant documentary. It's on Netflix. I don't remember exactly what it's called. Maybe it's called, like, The Prosperity Gospel Refuted. If you do some Googling, like Netflix anti-prosperity gospel, maybe it's called, it's against the prosperity gospel. But anyway, there's a great documentary on it. I recommend you watch it. The thing is, guys, is that prosperity gospel is kind of like The Secret combined with Christianity. And it's this idea that God wants you to be rich, and if you're a good Christian, you're going to be rich. And then it kind of goes back to that whole, like, God wills it in Excalibur. You get two people to fight. It's like, well, whoever wins is telling the truth. And that's kind of related to some teachings of scholasticism, which is a very interesting time in history. We're talking like Thomas Aquinas around the feudal medieval Catholic times when, like, the Western world or the pre-Western world was very wrapped up in the Catholic way of life. And the idea was that, if you're rich, then God is smiling on you, and if you're poor, then you're not right with God. And some of these things are based off of things that are biblical. Like, it's saying that, a good wife is favor from God. So if you do have a good life, you very well might be right with God. But if you have a bad life, because here's kind of my perspective on that, is like, that made a lot more sense in times when the world was dominated by Catholicism. Now it's not. Now we're in this weird smorgasbord of whatever. A lot of people think that, the government's evil, and, like, there's kind of these, like, evil forces. Like, we're in some sort of, like, a matrix of terror, and there's, like, weird entities behind the scenes that, like, cause certain events. And, whoa, let's not get lost here, but I'm very pro-Catholic at this point, and yeah, I kind of feel like if everything was Catholic, maybe it would be more that way. But it's not, and it's just a cosmopolitan smorgasbord of whatever. The government, regardless of what you think about it, it's definitely not Christian. So, you can make the argument that, because the Bible also says that worldly people will be more successful. I remember that's right at the beginning of Psalms. Right at the beginning of Psalms, they're talking about how the wicked people will thrive. So the Bible has kind of both of those things in there, When you have good things, God is smiling upon you. But it tends to be wicked people in the world who have good things. So that's kind of a good little background for how life is just random. You can do all the right things and then whap, somebody hit you in the back of the head with a baseball bat, and now you're paralyzed, and they stole all your stuff. Wow, I did everything right, and my life sucks. Or, you know, you can be a complete frick off. You can just completely be a slacker and, like, not very smart, not good at anything. And, the first thing that came to mind is the end of that episode of SpongeBob where he was doing the fry cook. He was learning to be a fry cook for Poseidon. And then at the very end of the episode, there's like some random guy. There's like some random fry cook with a cart. And then Poseidon's like, "You will be the greatest fry cook that ever lived." Just some like random guy, dude. Like you could just be some totally random burger flipper. Not that there's anything wrong with flipping burgers. I mean, hell, dude. Maybe that's what you want to do. Is maybe it's like, you know what, dude? I kind of just want to like have a burger cart. I mean, you look at YouTube and there's these big, what's these channels called? Like street food icons. I mean, there's guys who just have some like little metal cart where they flip burgers on the corner in New York, and everybody loves them, dude. And they get YouTube videos with like millions of views. So there's no, maybe you could be a winner by flipping burgers, dude. People think that like you're gonna work at McDonald's for all of your life. Well, maybe you start working at McDonald's and you're 14, and then you work up, and then you're the manager, and then you invest in something from the money you saved from McDonald's. Bro, I think your best bet is to be consistent. And there's a mindset that I honestly feel like I just don't have, because I'm not really where I want to be in life right now. I'm kind of like back in my hometown, and I don't really want to be here. It's like, oh, well, if you set a goal and you put your mind to it, like, let's go get a job, any job I can get, and then let's like work really hard, and let's like save a bunch of money, and then like put together a plan. And it's like, you know what, dude? I'm like 32. Not that that's old or anything. But I don't know. I feel like I'm just kind of this wacky, kooky philosopher, and I had more of that drive back in the day, and I'm not trying to get into my life, but I think I chose the wrong thing, okay? If you Google music school ruined my life, you might find a lot more results than trade school ruined my life. But you can like, bad things can happen to good people. Bad things also happen to bad people. Good things also happen to good people. It's just when you start going over all of the statistics and look at all the studies, you can find studies that suggest anything, bro. And that's why I call the studies a soy boy. In one of my last videos, they want to discredit you. I was making fun of people for like, you're a soy boy because of the studies. Oh, look at the study. Look at the study. You can find a study for anything. That's another test I have for you, is like find two opposing ideas that like more sleep is better. Studies show that like 16 hours of sleep is actually beneficial, or studies show that you can actually get 4 hours of sleep and you're better. And you're better off. Like, it's healthier to get 4 hours of sleep. It's actually healthy to get 12 hours of sleep. You could think of a better example, but those are two things. Look up X ruined my life and find testimonies of all these different things ruining people's lives. And then just kind of like to show you how studies can be done on anything and you can get any results. Find studies with conflicting outcomes, with conflicting conclusions. So life is random. So I think that life is basically random. So what do you take out of this? Well, one, I'm a Christian. I recommend you be a Christian. If you're really strongly against Catholicism, hey, you know what, bro? It's all good. I believe in salvation by faith still, more or less. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just saying, dude, if you're a Christian, like, you're doing better than a lot of people. I recommend and endorse the Catholic Church. Going to confession changed my life. Going to Mass, it's wonderful. Absolutely nothing wrong with praying the rosary. I do it every day. I think it's great. Yeah. So, first of all, there's that. Try to cut sin out of your life as much as you can. I have this feeling that, like, if I was able to stop sinning a lot more in the way that I tend to sin, that maybe things would get better for me. So there's that. But then there's just try not to beat yourself up. Don't take things personally. You know what's something that I recommend? Oh, is it like brain exercises to get super high IQ? Is it like, oh, is it working out 3 times a day? I recommend you watch TV. I just recommend that you just watch some good TV, bro. I'm watching Oz right now. I still have managed to have not seen The Wire or Sopranos. There's all kinds of great TV shows that I haven't seen. I just recently saw like The Shield, some newer shows like Mr. Robot. Just like, you know, watch some TV. It's fun. It's enjoyable. Now, make sure you're not like in a passive state where you're like getting hypnotized by these shows. Yeah, there's a lot of like values and morals in these shows that aren't that great. I like to analyze things. Somebody who's extremely intelligent who watches a lot of TV is Jay Dyer. He analyzes it. He writes books about it. He has a whole esoteric Hollywood series. So yeah, I'd like to think if any weird like occult brainwashing stuff is going on that I'm going to catch it. But I'm surprised, you know, sometimes I find good morals in strange places. There's a nun on Oz, and then there's a Catholic priest on Oz, and there's some great themes, and just watch TV. I find that watching good shows is just helps you chill out, something that anybody can do. It's just an easy pleasure of life. When people are like, oh, you should just read books, I do read books. I read a lot of books. I have a feeling if like Aristotle or Plato or Socrates or whoever was able to like be teleported to the future, they would be absolutely fascinated by television and movies and YouTube. Maybe eventually they would decide that it's no good, but they would be fascinated, bro. A lot of these people who read all day in the past, they didn't have TV. Don't watch TV all the time. Get a balance with it. But yeah, life is random, and if your tube that you thought led to the treasure chest led you to a big pile of crap, maybe check out Oz, bro. Oz is pretty brutal. Maybe check out like SpongeBob, or just watch some TV, dude. Chill out. Relax. Some of you guys who struggle with women, a lot of women are like looking for guys who watch the same TV that they do. I had a friend who was a lot nerdier than me, and he did a lot better with women than I did. And I worked out super hard, and I tried super hard at life. And he kind of just like watches TV shows, and he had a beautiful girlfriend for a very long time. I'm pretty sure they broke up, which again, when it comes to finding your significant other, some people get married and then they get divorced. And it's not just women divorcing men. All kinds of stories from women talking about their husbands leaving them. I've seen it firsthand in real life, dude. A girl marries a guy, he gives her kids, and then he's just out of there with different women. That's pretty common. Guys leaving their wives for younger women. Girls leaving their guys for bigger chads. Like, you just can't control the way this life goes. You don't want to use magic. You don't want to make my life perfect. I tried that in the past. I regret it. Now I'm apologizing for it. And guess what? It didn't work. You don't want to get into some like God wills it and think that like God hates you if your life sucks. Because guess what? Now your simple plan. God must hate me. Da, 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 da. I haven't listened to that album in a long time. No pads, no balls, just helmets or whatever, or just balls, no helmets, no pads. Anyway, life is just random. Always do your best. You know, try, maybe. I don't know if Bukowski is a good guy to live your life by. I don't know if I'd take Bukowski's advice, but he has a quote: if you're gonna try, you gotta go all the way. Because if you don't go all the way, it sucks. I tried pretty hard at the stuff that I wanted to do in life, and I didn't go all the way. And I'm not gonna say that it sucks. If I did, that would have been a great modus ponens argument. If A, then B, A, therefore B. I pretty much just laid out an argument. But it is pretty logical. It is pretty logical. Bukowski's, if you're going to try, then you got to go all the way. Because if you try really hard and you don't make it, you're going to be like, well, shit, the guy who just, like, flipped burgers, he saved up money, and he got married, and he has a great life. But you could save up, you could save up money and flip burgers and get hit by a car. Don't take it personally. Just try to relax. I think God has put all of us in our own individual puzzle. You have struggles, and what you've probably found in life is that, like, wow, I'm not able to get to this point of no struggle. There's always a struggle. You're always trying to get that little ball to go in the center, and it just never quite gets there. You're just never quite where you want to be. So don't beat yourself up. Don't judge other people. Bible already tells you not to judge other people, and then somebody's like, well, the Bible commands you to judge other people. Maybe sometimes you'll be like, okay, that guy's a piece of crap. Sometimes it's obvious, but giving people the benefit of the doubt when it doesn't put you in danger or anything like that, I think that's a good way to be, bro. Just like, maybe don't judge people too harshly. Don't judge yourself too harshly. And being a minimalist, trying to be okay with just like what you got, being grateful. Always be grateful. If there's anything that's going to help you, anything that I like can guarantee will make your life better, is when you're grateful for things. You got something that you're going to be grateful for. It can get worse, bro. It can always get worse. I think that's been one of the lessons of my life. I was kind of spoiled, bro. And, and I don't want to like point fingers at my parents, but I was kind of spoiled. I feel like my parents kind of spoiled me. I used to be like 18 with a pretty good life. Like, wow, how can things get any worse? Oh, there they go. How can things get worse? How can things get worse? And then it gets to the point where like it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Like, okay, I think it's time to just start being grateful for what I got, because it can always get worse, bro. It can always get worse. Be grateful. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge other people. Watch a little bit of TV. I gotta work out 8 times a day and always read. Oh, Aristotle, Alexander the Great. Oh, yeah, dude, read, work out. I do all that stuff. Maybe I even do more of it than you. Whoa, yeah, brother. I mean, no, maybe not. And there's a lot of people who are like, oh my gosh, yeah, they never watch TV and they always read and they always work out and they got more money and more stuff. And just lighten up, bro. Just lighten up. And guess what? A lot of times that thing that like you were super stressing out, it's like, oh, how am I going to get a girlfriend, dude? Maybe if I read this book, I read this book, I read this book. Oh, you want to go out with me? Oh, no, sorry. Oh, maybe lighten up, watch some TV, drink a soda, love Coca-Cola, 7-Up, just drink a soda, watch some TV, still work out, still read books, still try your hardest. And then maybe you're a little bit more chill. Hey, how's it going? You want to go out? Yes. Is your name Chad, by the way? Why, yes it is. So, I think life is random. I think God loves you no matter what. But you should definitely try to do right by Him. And I tend to think that once you start doing right by God and you get the right attitude and you just be grateful for everything you have, you can just kind of start leveling up a little bit. Because guess what, guys? The conspiracy theories about the elite who like do unspeakable, horrible things, there's this concept that like, I heard this fake story about Epstein, okay? Maybe it was real. Somebody went into his office and he's like, listen, man, do you know what it's like to be able to have sex whenever you want, or to get whatever you want whenever you want? I can't be happy anymore. I can't be happy anymore. Like, there's this idea and these rumors and conspiracy theories about these elite people who have had everything they want for a really long time, and then they just start, like, not being able to be happy, and then they crave really bizarre, strange things. This is kind of going to a dark place. Sorry for killing the vibe. So that's why you got to be happy with minimalism, bro. It's just like, dang, like that was a pretty good episode of The Wire. And man, Coca-Cola is great. One of my favorite things used to be going to like corner stores and just like buying a Coca-Cola, dude. That's kind of been this like tradition I have. When everything's going to crap in life, I just go to a corner store and get a Coca-Cola, and it's just like, wow, man, like Coca-Cola, it's pretty good. What was that? $1? Nice. $1. Well spent. Coca-Cola. I think I'm gonna watch a YouTube video and eat a sandwich. Wow, what kind of ham is this? Wow, this is good ham. Good sandwich. Good Coca-Cola. Good TV show. I gave my cats a bath yesterday. They're looking great. Just take it easy, buddy. Just, don't get all worked up about it. Yeah, you thought you were going to be a big shot, but you're not. A lot of big shots you have no idea how they got there, bro. And they could all lose it in a second. So, take it easy, baby. God bless you. And I'll see you next time.